Hello everyone and welcome to Flagstaff Extreme. I'm Sierra.
And I'm Buddy and we're your video guides. After this briefing, you'll be joining your demo instructor on the practice course. Let's get started. Flagstaff Extreme is a self-guided course. This means that you are responsible for your own safety and our guides are not up in the course with you. So it is extremely important that you pay attention to all of our safety rules and regulations. Now after this, we're going to go over some housekeeping, familiarize you with your gear, and then go over all of our safety rules.
Well, first things first, housekeeping. If you are chewing gum, please spit it out before you begin the practice course. The only thing you can consume in the trees is water. So please keep your sugary drinks and snacks in your cars, coolers, or placed on one of our picnic tables. Now, if you do put your belongings on a picnic table, we suggest that you keep things closed and zipped. If you don't, the squirrels might come and eat your food, and we aren't responsible for the damage that they may cause. Now, there is no smoking on or in the course or in your harness. So please, if you have to smoke, do so in the parking lot and take your harness off. Now lastly, we do not let anyone under the influence of any mind-altering substances on the course. So if you have been drinking today, please be honest with us, as we are only concerned for your safety and we will be happy to reschedule your appointment.
Now, all belongings you do take into the course must be secured, and we are not responsible for any lost or damaged property, and all unsecured belongings do pose a safety risk for all those below the course. This also applies to your jewelry, so if you do lose your diamonds, they may never be seen again. You also are allowed to take backpacks in the course, but those must be secured. And any other belongings you do not wish to lose or potentially damage, you can leave in your car, and you can always leave your keys in the office. Now, if you have any long hair, that does need to remain tied up in a low ponytail or braid to avoid getting it caught while in the course.
Next, we're going to familiarize you with the gear on your harness. All harnesses should be tightened and checked by a guide. So if a guide has not checked your harness yet, please have one do so before you begin. Now, if you use the restroom or take your harness off at any point, have a guide check your harness again before you continue.
Now, your harness has two sets of gear. You have your clickets and you have your zipline trolley. Clickets are designed to only open one at a time and are activated by a little magnet underneath the red arrow. Your clickets, when the gate is shaped like a U, is closed, and that means you are clipped in. Now, when the gate is shaped like a C, that means it is open and you can clip it in. In order to detach the clicket from the cable, all you have to do is pull down on the trigger and lift up and back to detach the carabiner. Now, for your zipline trolley, that's the little awkward rope attached to your harness. To detach this from your harness, what you'll do is you'll line up the yellow tape with the orange gear loop, pull down and back on the gate, and lift off. Now, your zipline trolley is only designed to go on zip lines.
Okay, now we're going to go over our 4 main safety rules. These are very important, so we are going to need your undivided attention. That means sling your clickets over your shoulder and keep your eyes and ears on the screen. Your demo guide will give you a pop quiz at the end of this video, so pay attention.
Now, our first rule is our most important rule of the day, and that is to always stay clipped in.
Stop! You're double unclipped. Clip one of those back.
Now today you're going to be clipping from one safety cable to the next. A safety cable is marked by a red CZAM, which is magnets placed strategically throughout the course in order to activate your carabiner. Now, if at any point while you are up in the course and we see you double unclipped or neither carabiner attached to a safety cable, we will have to come up and retrieve you from the course, no questions asked. So in order to have an extremely fun day, remember, always stay clipped in.
Rule number 2, don't drop your clips, drag them in the dirt, or slam them on the cables. Make sure your carabiners are facing the same direction and they aren't twisted or tangled, as this can interfere with their ability to function properly. Now, these are your lifelines, so if and when you fall, they're there to catch you, so treat them well.
Now, rule number 3 is you are only allowed to touch the gear on your harness. You are not allowed to touch anybody else's gear, and nobody else is allowed to touch your gear. So if you have any questions, please just ask a guide. That's what we're here for.
Now, the last rule is that you may not skip or repeat any courses. Our course is designed to be progressive, so it will get higher and harder as you go. Also, anyone under the age of 16 must be accompanied by an adult and cannot be more than 2 platforms away from their chaperone.
Now, just a few more things. When riding a zip line, we are only allowed to have one person on a zip line at a time, and you must wait for the all clear from the person in front of you in order to go. Now, when riding the zip line, it's totally fine to ride hands-free, but under no circumstances are you allowed to go upside down at any point.
We also have a few leave-alones. These are things that you shouldn't touch or mess with. You may see orange rescue ropes hanging from the course or white ladder ropes wrapped around the trees. Please leave these alone as they are vital for our staff to have access to in order for the course to run smoothly.
Now, to make sure that you are responsible for your own safety, our guides are able to issue a warning if at any time we feel you are being unsafe to yourself or others. Now, after our first warning, you are free to continue about the course, but after a second warning, we will have to remove you from the course without refund. Now, remember, our guides are empowered to remove anybody from the course without warning. So, in order to make sure you have an extremely fun day, follow all of our safety rules.
Now, if you have any questions about the rules or the courses, please ask your demo guide. Our number one concern here is your safety. I know we're all here to have fun, but in order to do that, you must stay safe. And remember, always stay clipped in.
Okay, now I'm willing to bet that you're ready to get up there and learn how to use your gear and do the course. Today, you're going to encounter 5 elements. Those are ladders, platforms, bridges, action elements, and zip lines.
First up, ladders. Almost every course will start and end with a ladder, and only one person is allowed to be on a ladder at a time. Now, each ladder is equipped with a ALF system. To use it, you will clip your clickets to the metal D-ring, the silver square loop up top. To do so, you will take your open clicket first, the one whose gate is shaped like a C. Line up the red arrow to the bottom of the delta. You will now need to open your second clip by holding down the trigger and flipping the gate forward. Clip this one right next to your first on that same ring. You will now see a gold carabiner with an orange locking gate down below. Clip this to the green belay loop on your harness. Now, once you have all 3 points clipped in, you are good to climb up or down the ladder. Now, the ALF works like a seat belt, so if you move too fast or slip and fall, it will lock into place. To unlock it, simply move an inch or two in the opposite direction and continue on. If you are climbing up the ladder, once you reach the platform, take your clickets off first and put them on the safety cable indicated by the red CZAM. You will then take off that gold carabiner from your green belay loop and lower the ALF down for the next person. If you are climbing down the ladder, you will need to use the escape CZAM. Take your first clip off and put it on the escape. And now you can take your second one off, since they both can't be unlocked at the same time. You'll take your gold carabiner off and you're free.
Second, platforms. There are only 3 people allowed on a platform at a time, so if there are already 3 on the platform you're approaching, you do need to wait until that first person does step off. Now, platforms are the only place in which a fast climber can pass a slow climber. So you can do this by moving 1 carabiner at a time, but please check with a guide if you intend to pass.
Bridges. Almost every obstacle on the adventure and kids course is some kind of bridge. There's also some bridges on the zipline course as well. Now, a bridge is indicated by something below your feet and a long safety cable above your head connecting 2 trees. Now, 2 people can be on a bridge at a time, so have fun with your friends. But be respectful. If they don't want to be bounced or you don't know them,
Stop it, dude!
be nice and stop bouncing.
Fourth are action elements. Now, there are a few different types of action elements on both the adventure and zipline course, and all are brought in by either an orange or black bungee cord. Once the element is reeled in, you'll clip into the 2 metal D-rings, one at a time, ensuring that neither your legs, arms, or lanyards are caught in that bungee cord, and you'll continue across. Now, on the zipline course, there is an action element called a True Blue, which is an auto belay device, which will lower you to the ground at the end of the course. Once the element is reeled in, you'll clip into the 2 metal D-rings, making sure that your zipline trolley is reattached to your harness, and you'll step to the edge of the plank. You will then place 1 hand above and 1 hand below the silver swivel, and if you do hold any higher, you may get rope burn. Once you're there, make sure your fingers are not caught in any ropes and get ready to take the leap of faith.
And finally, zip lines. Every course will end with a zip line, and some courses have zip lines in the middle. Now, a zip line is indicated by a bare steel cable and a red, yellow, red pad. You're going to clip your clickets on the zip line first using the red CZAM located next to the red pad. Once those are on, it's time for your trolley. Unclip your trolley from the gear loop on your hip. Slide your clickets forward and place your trolley on the zip line behind your clickets. Now, your trolley is only meant to be used on the zip line and is not designed to be used on the bridge cables. Once you're ready to go and you have the all clear, sit down in your harness. Now, while you're riding the zip line, make sure that you do lean back to avoid getting your hair caught in the zipline trolley or hitting your head, and do not touch that zipline cable as you are moving forward. You are welcome to go hands-free, but if you feel the need to hold on to something, grab onto the orange rope below your trolley, or you can hold the top of your trolley. But do not hold your clickets, as this will significantly slow your speed and prevent you from reaching the next platform. Now once you do reach the next platform, go ahead and try and plant your feet and stand up. Sometimes you might come in a little too slow. Once you're stopped, you will have to grab that cable and pull yourself in. Now let's say you're coming in too fast. You bounce back and fail to stand up on that platform. This is the only time we will ask you to grab that zipline cable while you are moving. You will have to do so because you might end up in the middle of the zipline and have to pull yourself all the way back in. Please be aware of which way you're grabbing the zipline, and you grab it in the opposite way you are moving so that you don't run your fingers over. Now once you reach the platform, you're going to go ahead and look for the next CZAM and stand up on that same side. Take your clickets off first and place it on the safety cable. And then you can go ahead and take off your trolley. So your trolley goes on last and off last. Once everything is off the zip line and you're clear and out of the way, you have to give the all clear for the next person to go. The next person will not go until you give that all clear because they don't want to play bumper cars with your face or hands. To give the all clear, you're going to hit the red pad 2 times at the end of the zip line, and you're going to go ahead and yell the all clear code word. Your demo guide will tell you what that code word is.
Now, one more thing before we let you go. If at any time you're up in the course and you have any questions, feel free to ask. So even though Flag X is a self-guided course, that does not mean we are going to abandon you. And our staff is stationed underneath the course, much like lifeguards, and we are here to help. Also, if at any other time you wish to come down from the course, be it you're tired, scared, or feeling sick, our rescue guides are able to come and get you from any location. It is completely okay to tap out, but just remember, if you do get rescued today, you'll be unable to continue the course and try again. Now, in order to get the attention of a staff member, all you have to do is say guide, guide, guide. If you do not say guide, 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 it is possible that we may not hear you, especially if it is busy or windy. So on the count of 3, we're gonna have you practice saying guide, guide, guide as loud as possible. But if your demo guide does not think it's loud enough, he'll make you try again. Ready?
1, 2, 3. Now you guys are ready to join your demo guide on the practice course. I hope you all have a safe and fun experience today. And thanks for choosing Flag X.